Hey everybody, in today's video I'm making up time for what I've missed in the live streams at Brian's group build. So if you want to see what I've gotten done, make sure you stay tuned because this is turning out pretty darn cool.
High ambitions and the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off from a break off from the weak minds. They can stay soft. You can change lives. You create thoughts. Never waste time. You got one shot. You got one life. Better pop off. What do you like? Make a dream job. No 9-5. No mean boss. Just my life and free thoughts.
Hello BSC family and welcome back to my bench. So, I've got the 37 Ford truck here. And what I'm doing is making up for lost time. Now, I've missed two of Brian's live stream for the 37 group build. So if you haven't checked him out or know what that's about, go to his channel and find the live streams that are marked the 37 Ford truck group build. I'll try to leave a link for his channel down below. And basically what it is the first Saturday of every month, and only the first Saturday of every month, we all work on a 37 Ford pickup truck, which was determined by voting and stuff. So we're building this, right? Or some variation of this truck. Okay, now obviously not everybody can join in the live stream, so you are allowed to work on it during the live stream without being on camera. Some people schedules don't work out that way, and you are allowed to work on it for the amount of time that the live stream was on, right? The only other thing you can do that doesn't have to be on live stream are some people don't have the luxury of having a spray booth in their house, so they have to wait for climate and temperature and all that stuff. So they are allowed to paint the body and stuff like that when conditions are proper for them, but only do that. All assembly and stuff must be done on live stream, with the exception that if you can't do the live stream, that you adhere to the amount of time that was the live stream of that month, right? So like I said, I missed two of them. I was just busy, so I went back and I checked the amount of time that the two live streams I've missed, how long they ran for, and basically I come up with 8 hours. So I've only worked on this about 7 hours, so I'm just going to call it quits at that, and I'll wait for the next live stream. But I'm going to show you what I've gotten done, right? In the cab, I've mounted the floor, right? And I needed that to be able to judge height and stuff, and I'll show you that in a second. I've trimmed out where the windows go, right? As you can see back here, you can kind of see that I've notched all this out, right? And obviously I've notched out the tunnel and made an aluminum tunnel. Now I still got to coat this and make it smooth and stuff, but it's kind of a rat roddy thing. Anyways, I've done one coat of stuff in here. I'm going to turn this light off. Maybe that'll help. It kind of helps. But anyways, you can kind of see if it'll focus. Hey, I put some putty on it, but I've got to do some sanding and stuff on it, so it's not quite ready yet, and then that's why it looks like a mess. But anyways, I've also trimmed back the firewall, because that should come out to about here somewhere, right? And I needed it trimmed back. So another thing that I've been working on is, and I started this on the live stream the first time, but anyways, I've chopped the roof, and I've put an extreme rake on mine, right? And I've filled in both sides all the way around. I gotta do some putty work, obviously, right? But I've got them all filled in, ready to go. I've got the front end glued. I got some putty on them, right? So yeah, so I've got that. Now the reason I cut those windows out, you know, like notch these out here, is because once you put this in here, now I've got this thing pretty much shoved up as far as it can possibly go. And in doing so, come on, get up there where it's supposed to, where I need you. Somebody's not sitting right. I'll have to figure that out. But anyways, once I've got it sitting up where I need it, right, it would, you can see in the front corner here how high it would have been, right there, right? Okay, so, but anyways, I need it up that high because I'm looking for a certain rake to the body. Why is this not sitting where I need it to? Well, I'm going to have to figure that out. But anyways, the engine that I'm going to be using is a Hemi engine. I'm going to make a set of zoomies or something. I'm not sure what I'm going to do for the exhaust yet. But I'm looking at doing a bunch of velocity stacks on here, probably tall ones. Right? And that is going to sit there. Now I have to finish the motor mounts, but that is going to sit on there like so. Fix up the rear axle because it's just sitting there. So you can kind of see that I needed that clearance for the engine, right? So that's what I've gotten done so far. I have cut the box. I've cut a good, oh, I don't know, ½ inch, maybe even a little more than ½ inch out of both ends, and cut the ends off obviously and glued them back in. So I'm in the process of smoothing out those joints, right? And that's, let's use the other side, that will give me a bobbed box, so it'll be nice and short now. And I've gotten the frame sitting where I need it due to using a 1930 frame from the 1930 car, right? The original frame for the truck. Okay, if we match this up for spring mount for the front, and I'll explain the spring in a minute. So the spring mount here and the spring mount there, you can see that the rear axle center line should be way back here. Right now the frame is also hanging out way back here. So I wanted the tires moved closer to the cab, so instead of modifying this, I noticed that the 30 frame works pretty good. Now at the same time, I also wanted this front suspension stretched way out front, right? So again, I'll show you that in a second here. So I'll take the cab off, we'll take the engine out. Back axle is not attached. Front grille, I wanted a extreme rake to it, so I built a small little subframe on the bottom, right? Something that contours to the frame, to the radiator grille. I made, instead of the front wheel sitting here, the axle, or the springs, sorry, let me show you here. I'll show you with the rear, kind of the rear one, I think it is. Yeah, I think it's the rear suspension. Yeah. So on the front suspension, you'll have the front spring, right? Okay. And you'll have this ladder bar, can't think of the name of them, but anyways, those were attached to the spring, and the springs sit on top of the axle, right? And that's that spring kind of locked into this groove right here, right? So that would have made the front suspension sit roughly about that high off the ground, right? High enough to put my finger under, right? So what I did is I took the front spring, I don't know if you can see this here, the front spring, let's see, try and get a right angle here, front spring, and then I put a flat bar underneath it, right? And then I took the, because those forward triangular points, I just cut them and glued them to the side of the frame, and then I glued that flat bar to the front of the frame for the 30, right? So that gave me that. Then I took the front axle. Let's see if I can show you here. I took the front axle and I glued it on top of the spring, which would lower my suspension instead of that spring being on top, located on these two pins. Right, so the spring would have been here, the axle would have been under the spring, right, and that would have given me way too high. But now you can see that this 1/8 inch thick magnet, right, with the rear axles sitting where it needs to be, so that's going to be complete ride height. This 1/8 inch magnet just fits underneath, right, and again it even just fits underneath the front spring itself. Just fits under there. I know it's hard to see with this setup, camera setup, but anyways, yeah, the front spring, or the front magnet, fits just underneath that front spring. Okay, so that's where I'm at with that stuff. Now I had to pop out the front rims because I'm using these like centerline rims. Come on, camera, focus. Alright, using these like centerline disc rims. Alright, but to do so, I'm going to have to glue the front wheels on and then shave down this centerpiece because I can't get it to stick in there. It sticks up way too far. So I'll have to glue the backing disc onto the axle and then I'll be able to put this in. Now it's going to make this a little more difficult to paint because I want the framework and the axle to be a certain color, and then the shroud for the radiator and grill to be body color, right? So being that that's all glued together, that's going to make it a little more difficult, and I'm thinking that I'm not sure how I'm going to do it yet. I don't know if I'll paint the color here first and then try to mask off and then paint the grill surround, right? Because center doesn't matter with the grill. It's just got a chrome grill insert, but the chrome insert is going to be the same color as the frame, right? Rear axle is probably going to be the same color as the frame. And then, like I said, the engine block might be the same color as the body. Alright, and so we'll see. But anyways, this is where I'm at, and this is where I'm going to stop until the next live stream. So make sure you check out that link below if you want to check out these live streams for this group build. It's been awesome fun so far, and hopefully I can join in on the next live stream. Hopefully I'm not busy. So I'm going to leave you here with all of this, and yeah, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification, and make sure that all notifications are turned on so you don't miss out on anything. Definitely hit that like button if you're liking these types of projects. Hit that join button if you want to help out the channel in any way. I also have a merch button if you want to check that out, and I do have a PayPal me link, and with the PayPal me link, it all comes directly to me and put back into this channel. There is no percentages taken like there is with YouTube or Patreon. Patreon and YouTube, they take a fairly high percentage. So what you put into them for your favorite YouTuber, they don't get it all. Whereas with the PayPal me, they do. Right? You can also give me a follow on my Instagram and my Facebook group. Links for all of that stuff are down in the description. And I want to say a big thank you to all of you that are subscribed and all of you that do watch. It means a lot to me. We're getting very close to 2,700 subscribers. So again, a big thanks to all of you. I never thought I'd make it this far. I guess that's it for now. So with all that being said, don't be afraid to try stuff. It's only plastic. You can glue it all back together. You can make it as weird and crazy as you want, but just have fun with it and build it for you. It's on your shelf. So until next time, later.